Looking at internals, MMFD really telling us that it's time to sell on strength whenever we're at short-term overbought levels. So ayun, we just need to follow MMFD for a signal to sell on strength or at least trim on strength. So MMTW, ayun nga again, may pinost ako recently sa ating uh, Discord group. May upload ako dito sa ating memos and game plan. So if we're gonna revisit MMTW, the MMTW chart versus the S&P 500. So majority of market bottoms for the past few years occurs during super or extremely weak market breadth. So whenever we reach the 15% level, 18% level of MMTW, basically if majority of stocks are below the 20-day moving average, ano siya peak fear yun, peak fear sentiment. And during that peak fear sentiment, doon nagkakaroon ng market bottom. So seasonality-wise, nandyan din yung ating seasonality tailwind. So if we're gonna look at the seasonality of the S&P 500, March is a good month. So most of the time, March is a positive month. So for the past 4 years, yung March natin is ending up at a positive. So same with April and May, positive months yan. So 72% of the time, April is a positive month. Same with May. So maybe ayun nga, March is doon nagbo-bottom yung market. So that's our seasonality. Meron tayong seasonality tailwind, meron tayong MMTW na confirmation or kahit papaano meron na tayong idea na nagpo-form na yung bottom or we already reached the market bottom. But ayun, the market is still not yet truly giving us a bullish signal since hindi pa nag-undercut and reclaim of the 200-day moving average. So, ayun, probe ka muna. Light VAR exposure ka muna and then wide stops para at least kunyari mas stopped out ka. Low probability di ka stopped out. If you get stopped out, maliit lang yung VAR na mawala sa'yo. So if the setups na pinasukan mo materialize, madaling mag-scale in, madaling magdagdag. So later on, pakita natin yung mga recent trades natin, yung recent possessions natin na minamanage. So yeah, yun yung market internals natin, MMTW, telling us that we already reached this level, yung market bottom level. Hopefully hindi tayo maka-experience ng market chop nung August to October 2023. August to October 2023, in which we reached this oversold level, extremely oversold level. Nagkaroon ng chop, nag-recover to 50%, nag-resist at 50% level, and then another oversold rally or extreme rally. So that's our MMTW and our market internal. So today, ano yung nangyari? Let's look at the SPY-G/SPY-V chart. So today, growth outperformed value on OPEX on quad witching day, so that is good. Same with MDY, same with SLIDE-J. So yun yung usual na tinitingnan natin on key events. So today, key event is yung quad witching, triple witching, yung OPEX. So ideally, gusto natin makita na growth outperforms value. So that's a signal of risk on or parang sentiment of risk on, ika nga. So looking at our benchmarks, dollar benchmark and US 10-year. So the dollars counter rallying already at 104. So I think it's already reclaiming the 10-day moving average. Maybe it will retest the 200-day moving average, yung 200-day moving average at 105, and then maybe flush again. So best case for equities, isa yun nga for the dollar to move lower. If the dollar weakens, that's stimulative for equities. Siyempre, it lightens financial conditions or loosens financial conditions. So that's the dollar. Looking at US 10-year yields, creating this bear flag or parang mukhang head and shoulder pattern. So right now, ideally what we want to see is a break below this 200-day moving average para at least ma-pressure yung Fed to do more rate cuts this year. So speaking of what's our key economic activity, key economic data this week, tingnan natin para lang at least ma-update tayo. So this week, retail sales lower than expected. 0.6% yung expected value for Feb, 0.2% actual, so lower consumption. So that is Ang dovish data basically, or pwede ring recessionary signal. So, pwede mo siyang tignan in two lenses. So, excess building permits, higher than expected building permits for Feb 1.456, yung actual 1.450, 1.450 yung consensus natin. Housing starts higher than expected as well. So, it's not signaling a total recession kasi syempre tumataas yung building permits, tumataas yung housing starts mo. So, Fed interest rate decision, FOMC day, Fed day, nung Wednesday sa US, dito Thursday 2 a.m. Fed interest rate, Fed funds rate remains unchanged. So, ayun nga, expected naman yun na no rate cut this month. Yung summary of economic projections, medyo quite concerning. So, basically, ang nangyari ng Fed day is a dovish pause. So, yung messaging ni Fed Chair Powell is quite dovish. Kasi yun nga, they believe that the economy is strong, parang bumababa daw yung inflation. So, dun sa messaging basically. So, you can review the transcript na lang, no? Ito, yung summary of economic projections, quite concerning. So, na-discuss ko to nung previous daily process and market update video natin. So, yung previous December projection nila in GDP is 2.1% for 2025. March projection is 1.7% na lang. So, they are anticipating weaker growth. Unemployment rate, higher unemployment, 4.4%. December projection nila by end of 2025, 4.3%. PC inflation, yung most favored inflation benchmark nila, yung personal consumption expenditure. Yung December projection is 2.5%. Umangat yung projection nila this March. End of year expectation is 2.7%. Core PCE higher din by 3.3%. So December projection 2.5, 2.8%. So ano ba yung pinaka bottom line nito? Medyo stagflationary, in which lower growth, higher inflation, higher unemployment. So, ito yung pinakapangit na mix ng economic data or parang economic regime in which baba yung growth mo, taas yung inflation mo, taas pa yung unemployment mo. So, yeah, yung December projection nila on Fed funds rate remains unchanged, 3.9% yung March projection nila. So, ayun, 2 rate cuts pa by the end of the year. So, mabalik lang tayo. Tanggalin mo lang itong ating mga inannotate. So, stagflation yung SEP nila, yung summary of economic projection. What's good on Fed day, ang announcement nila, they announced a Fed balance sheet runoff. So, usually kasi every month, ang tinatanggal nilang assets sa balance sheet nila is $25 billion. So, the more na nagde-decline yung balance sheet nila, it drains liquidity in the financial market. So, this Fed day, in-announce nila na 5 billion na lang from 25 billion yung Fed balance sheet runoff nila. So, it's a sign of QT taper. Actually, QT taper yun. Yung quantitative taper. Quantitative tightening taper siya. So, from a liquidity drain na monthly 25 billion, naging 5 billion na lang. So, medyo stimulative siya in the financial markets and also in the economy. Basically, babagal na yung pag-decline ng money supply. So, isa yun sa mga good news on Fed Day. Kaya rin medyo maganda yung reaction ng market for the next following days after Fed Day. So, that's our summary. Okay, so yung mga sectors, hindi ko na masyado discuss. Nakita na natin in our market summary, yung daily summary natin. So, market groups, yung KBWP pa rin yung nag-lead, KBWP. So, you can look at the market groups na lang. Ayan, TJP, IHI. So, top market groups, again, sige, papyawan na nga lang natin. So, syempre, we want to look for strong themes, lalong-lalo na on on a bearish market. So, KBWP, gold miners, emerging markets, agribusiness, steel producers, aerospace and defense, healthcare provider. So, punta ka dito sa market dashboard natin. Go to the right side of the dashboard. So, copy-paste mo lang to sa trading view chart mo. And then, automatically, nandyan na yung strongest names or high momentum names in a specific market group. So, for example, dito, HMN, ito yung pinakamalakas for the month in the sector, ano ba market group to? In KBWP. AIG, nandyan na rin sa list ko, TRV, MCY. So, you can look for setups in these strong market groups. So, ayun. May nalilimutan pa ba ako? Yung natin, commodities and other markets. Sorry. Yun, copper. Printing new 52-week high, actually creating this inside bar for 2 days. So, after this downtrend line break, classic box pattern after downtrend line break. After this box pattern breakout, continuous rally ulit. So right now, it already reached its target. Papunta na tayo dun sa 1618 target from this reference rally. So it will serve as resistance. Profit-taking area 5.2. And then we have break-even sellers at this area. So that's copper telling us na no such thing as parang recession. Kasi yun nga, tumataas yung economic activity mo if you have rising copper prices. So, US oil, counter-rallying, breaking above the 20-day moving average ng green line natin. So, maybe it will retest the resistance trend line. So, bigger picture, we have this resistance trend line. So, we're now bouncing off at this support level. So, wag naman sana mangat pa yung US oil. Syempre, tataas naman yung inflation. So, gold, medyo retrace lang for today. Nag-retrace lang for today. But ayun, medyo parang hammer candle din siya. So it retested the $3,000 round number area. So clear uptrend pa rin. So also silver just retested the 20-day moving average. So gold miner, silver miner, all eyes pa rin doon sa market group na yun. So crypto, kamusta yung crypto markets natin? So now breaking below the 200-day moving average. So after the reclaim of the 200-day, now breaking below the 200-day again. So other crypto names, hindi natin titingnan yan. PSEI on Friday declined. So clear resistance kasi to sa tong 6.3 level. Lalong-lalo na tumataas ulit yung dollar mo. Yan. So USD PHP now reclaiming the 10-day moving average. So whenever you have USD PHP rallying, that is a headwind for Philippine equities. So seasonality-wise, PSEI for the month of March, April, May, medyo weak seasonality yung PSEI natin. So 56% of the time lang positive yung month of April, same with May. So that's PSEI. Maybe mag-consolidate muna yung PSE. So classic accumulation muna yung gagawin niya muna siguro dito sa 6K level up to 6.3 level. So it needs some accumulation muna before tayo magkaroon ng malakas na rally. So that's PSE. So other than that, wala na tayong need to discuss.